If you're interested in FIFA Mobile, I currently have a second channel where we run a FIFA Mobile Road to Glory, link down below. And if you need any coins for Ultimate Team to get a head start on the game, head to the link in the description. Use the code TVM for a discount at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new player review, a player that's been out for a few days, but definitely one that is now right up my street. Reason being is because I am using more skills than ever before. I am quite literally busting out Elasticos left, right and centre because they work, as well as loads of stepovers and various other skill moves as well. I like it, and I'm used to using players with 5-star skills, high agility and dribbling and all the rest of it. So I looked at Rttf Promes. I've used the base card, not a lot, but I've used it enough, you know, to know what the card is all about. As a winger, the base card is good, but I preferred him as a cam. This one, I mean, the base card is actually a cam, but you know what I mean, bringing him off the bench and actually using him as a cam. This Promes, of course, is dynamic. Chances are he will go to an 86 at some point, whether they progress in the Champions League and best Atalanta, or whether they drop into the Europa League. And I'm saying that as if Liverpool are a shoo-in to go through. They are top of the group, but with the amount of injuries that they have, who knows what's going to happen. Liverpool could end up going into the Europa League. But either way, Rttf Promes 84 rated as it stands. He's around 260 to 270,000 coins depending on your platform. 5-star skills, of course. 4-star weak foot. High attacking work rate, medium defensive. He's 5'9". Very much suits the way that I play this game. Now, I say that because you can play this game a few different ways. You don't have to play it in the way that everyone else does this year. I don't feel... I know a lot of people say, oh, it's basically the same game as FIFA 20. It's really not. It really isn't. There's a lot more ways to score goals in this game than there were in FIFA 20. FIFA 20 was a very linear, horrible experience. This game, even though it has been patched to high heaven, I feel like it still feels like a different game. And Promes suits the way that I play this game. Good pace. I would prefer maybe a little bit more acceleration compared to the sprint speed, but 89, 92 is fine. Like I said, just wish it was the other way around, really. Good shooting across the board. Not fantastic, not great, not amazing, but okay, good, you know. 84 finishing, 85 shot power, and 85 positioning as well. Okay, short passing at 82. Vision and crossing, quite decent. Stamina's good. Strength is a bit weak. And, of course, the dribbling itself is, again, on paper, okay. It's not bad. You know, it's mid-80s, low to mid-80s, 83, 85, balance is 80. It's a good card on paper. It's not an amazing card on paper. It does have everything that I look for in a player, you know, some pace, decent dribbling stats, and those skills. But it does lack a little bit in the way of strength, and the stats that he does have are not amazing. You know, I'm used to using very high-rated players, and that's just because EA have blessed me with great pack luck, because apparently I'm a YouTuber and they've rigged my packs, but I'm okay with it. They can rig away. Promes, unfortunately, missing with his weak foot day. He does have a 4-star weak foot. Thought I'd put it in because not every shot he has goes in. You know, sometimes I make the wrong choice in terms of the shot. Sometimes Promes doesn't take the shot correctly. And there's just various things in sort of saying that he's not going to score every opportunity that he has. I don't want this review to be like, hey, look, the second coming of Jesus is here and he will finish everything that he gets his foot onto. Because it's not the case. He does score a lot of goals. He creates even more chances if you're willing to pass. That's the big problem I have, really, is once you go on a little bit of a run, you take 2 or 3 people on, all of a sudden you want to take the rest of them on. And then you want to go back and wait for them all to catch up and take them all on again. When really you should be laying it off and going for goal. De Jong in here gives it to Promes, and I'm instantly looking for that. The Elastico, just to send him the wrong way. Not that I beat him, really, because he came back and I had to beat him again. But then look at that, he takes on 3 players, took on 1 twice, and pops it past the keeper. Good finishing. His dribbling is very, very good. Now, I don't know why it feels as good as it does, because, well, I mean, it's mid-80s, right? He's got 83 ball control, 85 dribbling. Yes, it should feel good, and it does, but it feels better than it should, based on paper. R1 dribbling this year is something that I always forget about. Last year, I think it was it like LB or L1 we used last year to sort of simulate and replicate the kind of movement that we get this year from R1, but R1 this year honestly, you can just beat people with just dancing around, shifting it from left foot to right foot unbelievably quick, which Promes does, and then you just beat them. You just walk straight past them because they're basically on the floor. They are Boateng to Messi, you know. He wins a lot of penalties, which is good. He managed to duke my opponent there by aiming to the right the entire time I was powering it up, and then quickly move it into the middle. And by quickly move it, I mean just let it go, and then it'll just bounce back into the middle. Your opponent will think that you're aiming into that corner because you've been staring at it for so long. He should have scored that, and I think it might be down to me rather than Promes. I should have maybe taken one extra touch to take it a little bit further. But he was, I don't know, he wasn't stuck in the mud or anything. He just wouldn't move as quickly as I wanted him to. And it is what it is, I suppose. But all in all, I mean, I think that this card has an awful lot to offer for those who like to use skill moves, for those who like to dribble with the ball, to use R1, and even left stick dribbling. I know a lot of people are complaining that left stick dribble, there's no room for it anymore. I don't know why that in the top left it says player debut. This is quite literally my fourth game with him, and it's still popping. It pops up in every game, says player debut. I don't know why. But people saying that left stick dribble is not as good as it used to be and it's gone away and you can't use it. You can. Left stick dribble, which is basically just the normal dribbling with the left stick without touching any of the skill moves or modifiers, you know? You can still use that, and that still works. You can still dance around people and fake going left and then go right, you know? Don't let people convince you that this game is trash just because they are not having a fun experience with it. If you have the right players and you have a play style that suits you and that you enjoy, even if you end up losing half of your games, so long as you're enjoying the way that you play, that's all that matters. In these games, I wasn't playing for anything, sure, but I didn't care that I was losing. I didn't care that I'd concede goals because I had a front three or front four that I really, really enjoy using. I had Mbappe, I had Promes, I had Messi, I had Zidane. And okay, I know that you're not all going to have these cards, and that's fine. But in friendlies, if anything else, you can use the loans that you have. So most people will have a lone Mbappe. Most people will have a lone icon of some sort. They are bringing out, of course, icon SBCs at some point, which people can get into. There's just an awful lot of ways to have good cards in friendlies. You know, all you need is the loan. So if you can pick Promes up, I would highly recommend it. I think he's going to go to a bare minimum of an 86. I kind of hope they go through to the Europa League because it means that they should go quite far. I've said that about a lot of players this year, though, so if everyone goes into the Europa League, then it's going to be a harder competition than the Champions League. But either way, I hope he goes far enough that this card can get at least an 87, because that would be unreal. And I hope he does well enough domestically that they give him a Team of the Season card as well. But that's just wishful thinking at this stage. There's a long way to go. Let me know what you think of the card in the comments. I'm not a massive fan of the links for the league, and I'm not a huge fan of the strength, but that is quite literally the only negative to speak of. The rest of the card is fantastic. If you have enjoyed the player review, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for you, of course, and until the next time, goodbye.